Hey YouTuber, it's Curtis with Olympus Reptiles, and today I'm going to show you what I'm mostly in charge of, and that's the rat breeding room. So let's come on in. And basically we started getting too many snakes to where, buying our food was just, not economically, it was just costing us way too much. So we did some research and, figured with a little upfront cost you can start producing rats. And that just brought our cost down to where all we do is pay for the food and the care and the water of our rats. And then all that, it's basically, after the cost of it, it's just free for our all of our snakes. So what I basically do is I have 6 of these racks set up, and these are for our rats. And I have 2 females in each of these. And what I do is I cycle the males through, and it takes about 21 days once the female rats get pregnant to where they actually lay the babies. So what I do is I keep the males in there for 14 days, and then I switch them out and put them into the next one. So then the moms get a week to kind of sit relax, and then the next week they're gonna have their babies, and they can have anywhere. I've had anywhere from like 6 to 7 up to like 17. So it just kind of depends on the rats and how well they produce. A younger rat, when they first start out, they'll produce smaller litters, and as they get older, they'll start producing bigger litters. You can see like right in here, there's 25 of them, and these ones are about a week old. And you can see the mom's just really curious, and I kind of keep like something for them to kind of hide in, and then I also give them a piece of wood or something to chew on. Rats' teeth grow 4 or 5 inches a year, so if they don't have anything to chew on, they might start chewing on these bins, and then they're going to create holes and get out, and you don't want the rats to escape. So I give them something to kind of chew on. And we also, the nice thing about breeding rats in here, I tell people that I breed snakes all the time. And they're like, oh man, I had some rats at my house. I should have caught them and gave them to you so you can feed them to your snakes. I was like, well, we really don't do that. And I would never do that to my snakes, because the wild rats, they might carry diseases or something that could harm the snakes. Everything we produce here, we monitor their water, we monitor their food. This is actually specially made food. It's called Missouri, and it's made by Purina. And it has all the nutrients and everything that they need, and this is like what they feed the rats that they keep in labs, and it keeps them really healthy, and keeps them producing for us. Let's see, over here we have some more babies. These are also about a week old. Let me see, where was the others? These ones are starting to get older. These ones are about wean size, or maybe almost, they're a little bit, for a small size, they're a little bit smaller. And once they get kind of this big, I put this piece of wood in here. It kind of elevates it so they can start to chew on the food. As soon as I can get them to start eating this food, the faster they're going to grow and the healthier they're going to be. But a lot of people have fear of rats, and rats, since I've been, dealing with these rats, I've never had them bite me because they're mean. I've been bit by rats before, and that's because they're usually afraid. As long as you, treat them nice, they're really, really good pets. These ones are starting to get a little bit bigger. These ones are what I consider like a small size. And this is mostly what we feed our ball pythons. And then this is one of the females. You can see how big they get. And usually when I handle them, I pick them up by the tail. It really doesn't hurt them, as long as you don't swing them around or keep them in the air for a long time. And then you start getting into these ones. These ones are getting pretty big. They're getting to almost a medium size, and you can just see the different color patterns. Those are mostly albinos, and then these ones are some albinos and some aren't. Like this one's an all white albino one here. But some fun facts about rats is they can actually go longer without water than the camel can. They can actually tread water for 3 days. You can actually teach them their name. They'll learn their name. They can learn, you know, tricks. If you want one as a pet, they're really, really good pets. You can keep them in your pocket and they'll crawl around on you. But yeah, if you have any questions, you know, just let us know. We've been doing this for about 2 years now, and it's become, you know, to where we're starting to produce, you know, we need to produce more now, so we're actually closing this facility down and moving into a lot bigger one. So this is kind of the tail end of it. But if you have any questions, just let us know. Also hit the subscribe button, you know, like. Thank you for watching.
Before we go, do you have any baby newborns?
Yeah. Let me see. There's some. Where was it? Here we go.
You can almost see right through their belly when you roll them over.
Yeah, and they have that's a little milk sac. When they're born, they have a little bit of milk in them to kind of help them, you know, get bigger and stronger before they, you know, start feeding off the mom.
Now, how old are these guys?
These ones are probably only like a day or two old. When they're born, they weigh about 7 to 8 grams, and they start, you know, putting on weight pretty fast.
Very cool.
Well, thanks a lot.